J, and welcome to Breakfast with Dr. J on this Saturday morning. I wonder where everyone is this morning. It's a beautiful day outside. I was up at the crack of dawn and it was absolutely magnificent. So hope you've had a great week. Everything's changing. I think we are seeing the light of day. So wanted to make sure we had a bit of a chat this morning about some things that are really positive to make sure that we are able to move forward into the new world, so to speak, in the next few weeks. So when you pop on, please say hi. I never see anybody pop on unless they say g'day. So if you could actually say something in comments and say g'day doc or whatever the case may be, I can see who it is. Now, mindset's a really topical thing, isn't it? When it comes to mindset, there's lots of things we can do, and there's some fantastic mindset coaches. And I feel that over the last 25 plus years when we've been doing our training, I've always had this mindset of my own. Is that unless we teach you what to do and how to do it and gave you the repetition, there would be no outcome. And it's a mindset. It's just a belief that I have, but it's actually called a knowing. And it's something that I'd like to just digress to a little bit. If you know something and you just have this feeling of I know, it's a really liberating thing. But when we actually are in a world of uncertainty and we don't know, that can be really scary. And there are some things that you can do to be able to help yourself implement things to make sure that mind shift is there. Because when there's a belief and a knowing, guess what? The outcome usually takes place. As I said, for many years, I wanted to make sure when we did training, we didn't just teach people what to do. This is what you should do and then leave it to you. That's called tell training. You've got to show, tell, and get people to do with a repetition. So there's a learning and a knowing. So the one thing I'd like to make sure that we are really clear on today, and it's something that I've been seeing over the last 3 to 4 weeks, and by the way, it pops up all the time, not with lots of people, but all the time. That's a big difference. Is that our mindset becomes negative. Now we're created to be negative. One of the first words we say when we're able to talk, it's no. But if we look at the way we speak, how's your day, doc? Not bad. When we say not bad, well, I didn't say how bad was your day, or what degree of bad it was, or how was your day? Well, it wasn't bad. Well, tell me it was good. See, a negative mindset comes from the front of mind, it comes from the subconscious. And there are things that you can do right now to fix it. We all have those days. I had those days. But you know what? I've got tools I can use to be able to fix it, especially with salespeople. Salespeople go, oh my God, this, and we can get up in the morning and we're lethargic. So if you ever felt flat and you've ever felt, oh, not another day, and by the way, every day is precious, isn't it? I felt flat, unenthused. Doing the same old. And by the way, doing the same old can be good, but if you're not getting a better result, it becomes, quicksand. If you've ever felt like that, there's ways to fix it. If you're just going through the motions every day and there's no excitement, then there's a use-by date in your mindset. So I'm going to show you a couple of very small things this morning. It's not long. I'm just going to show you some things that if you do it, it will shift. Okay? So if you do it. If you don't do it, guess what? I guarantee 100% it won't work. So if you pop on, please say g'day and just put something in comments so I can see you. I don't see the thing. I'm on a computer, so I can't see if people pop in. So if you do pop in, that would be great. All right. The first fact is stop looking for this mindset shift from external factors. Yeah. Looking for outside sources to motivate you. the number one rule here is that the motivation comes from within, because you have the drive. You need support. You need support. Hey, Jamie, hey, thanks for joining me. You need support. You need someone on the same page. But what goes on here is for you. It is write this down, please. Always have at least one person on the same path, making sure their values, their dreams are aligned with yours. There's one thing that's going to absolutely drag you down is if you have not got somebody that's aligned with your values and your drive and your passion and your outcome. You just need one. You don't need 10. You don't need 1,000. The more the better, obviously, but you just need one. How many times have you had this great idea and you put this on the table and everyone said you're crazy and so forth? I know, I've had it. And they said, that's not going to work, Doc, and all that sort of jazz. And guess what? I said, oh, well, and I went and told just my confidant, the person that's always been there. And he used to say to my mum, I said, Mum, what do you reckon? She said, hey, when you got your mind to something, you never fail. Let's do this. It sounds great. All I need is just somebody. And you do too. One person. I got your back. Let's do this. That's the only external component. But really, looking for lots of external resources to get you pumped up again is not going to work. The next thing I want to make sure we're clear on is the questions you're asking yourself. One of the things to stop getting you out of a slump, and the other thing to get you actually self-motivated, is instead of saying, oh, wow, gee whiz, I wonder why we're getting getting smashed on with objections at the moment. Or gee whiz, I'm so lonely sitting all cooped up at home. Oh, I'm really struggling not getting out there and seeing my friends. That question is not going to put you in a good mindset, and it's definitely not going to put you into a process where you're going to go forward. Change the question. Just change the question. How can I have a good chat with my friends? What could I do to actually achieve this? Someone said to me some years ago, said, I'm really lonely. I said, okay, I'm really sick of being, all by myself. And I went, okay. I said, well, let's change the question. Let's change the question. Say, how can I meet more people? Where would I need to go? Let's ask yourself that question. And he did. He said, I need to go here. And I did that. I said, what would you need to do? He said, oh, that was pretty easy. Ask yourself better questions. Ask yourself better questions. You get a negative question, ask yourself a better question. It's like in sales. If you ask the right questions, it will lead you to a mutual goal. Now, ask yourself better questions. Actually, it's quite easy to pick yourself up on. Get a negative question, ask yourself a better question. Don't have to wait for someone else to ask you the question. The next thing is, and I think it's a really important part of this morning, this is an activity which is part of a thing called journaling. I'm not going to go through that today, but I want to make sure that if you should have a little book, a book where you write things down, not a diary, not talking about that. And it just could be a tiny little book. This is a really easy exercise, and I would really love you to do this. And it works. If you do it, it works 100% of the time. That's a pretty good guarantee, isn't it? The first thing is, when you finish work, as you finish your day, you do your wrap up. Now, please take some notes here, and I guarantee you this does work. I've done it. I've had copious amounts of people do it, and it shifts. The only reason it doesn't work is when you don't do it. Okay, hear me strong. You get your pen and a little book, or it could be a tiny one of those tiny little workbooks. You know those tiny little books? Doesn't matter. Try and do this every day. At the end of the day, you write down, very simple, 2 things. You write down, what are 2 things that I'm looking forward to at work tomorrow? Yeah. What are 2 things I'm looking forward to? And some people have asked themselves, oh, gee whiz, I don't know anything I'm looking forward to. I said, well, let's find something. What are 2 things I'm looking forward to at work tomorrow. Well, I'm this and then, oh, I'm looking forward to that. Why are you looking forward to that? Once you've actually write this down, ask yourself, why am I looking forward to that? Just hearsay, but you write it down. There's a reason for it, and I'll give you the drum in a moment. What are 2 things I'm looking forward to at work tomorrow? I'm looking forward to this, I'm looking forward to that. My question would be, why? Because of this, because of that. Terrific. That's so easy to write down. Number two question. This is simple. What are 2 things that I'm looking forward to doing after work? 2 things. Getting home, playing basketball with my son in the back garden, just installing that new gadget I've got. I'm just really looking forward to doing that. Now, the secret to this is not putting it in here, it's putting on this on a pen and you write it down. This is Saturday. What are 2 things I'm looking forward to Sunday at work? Well, I'm not doing work. 2 things I'm looking for at play. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, you do it on a day off. Now, you do it at the night time before you go to bed. It's part of journaling. I'm not going to show you journaling now. That's not hard either. But this is so easy to do. Thanks, Darren. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for putting it in there. So you write down, again, you write down 2 things you're looking forward to at work tomorrow. In other words, it's part of your staying at work plan, but write it down in a little book before you go to bed. Then 2 things you're looking forward to at play. Now what happens is you go to sleep. We get up in the morning. Your subconscious is the most powerful tool you have. You've been thinking about subconscious, you maybe had a dream or 2 about lots of things that you don't even remember, but your subconscious is driving those habits and creating those neural pathways that are going to get the outcomes you require. If you've had no conversation subconsciously about the 2 things or 3 things, the things you're looking forward to, then why would you get up really enthused to do the damage when it's been a tough week or month? Yeah. At a subconscious level, you're ready. Now, little part of the game, you just open your little book before you have your cup of coffee, and you just read out loud the 2 things you're looking forward to at work and the 2 things you're looking forward to play. You say it out loud, not in your head, then you go do the damage. Now, how easy is that? The discipline is doing it daily. Do you have the ability to do it daily? Yes, of course it is. But I can guarantee you, doing this just for a few days will have a wonderful shift in things you're looking forward to. Now, sure, there's other things that we can do, but this is just breakfast with Dr. J, which reminds me, I've got to have a sip of my cup of coffee, haven't I? As I said, I make a good cuppa. Now, the last thing is to make sure that if you want to make sure that you move forward, driving people, help other people with positive reinforcement. Just say well done and why. And surround yourself with people that are on the same page, as I said earlier. So if you want to get out of a slump, or you want to get out of getting your mindset back, it is quite straightforward. Make sure you have one person aligned with your values. That one person's on the same page. They'll do whatever it takes. It could be a team member, it could be a family member, it doesn't matter. It's just one person that's with you. I got your back. They care. They'll ring you as if you're the boss, not that you have to ring them. You're a team. And the big rock this morning is to make sure that you have a few things written down. If you write these things down, and by the way, guys, do not type it. Typing something on your computer and so forth is very convenient, but it doesn't have the learning impact that writing the stuff down has. If you write it, it goes into the neural pathway and it actually creates a much more embedded command. And then when you read it in the morning, make a difference. So just recapping, at the end of every day, you're going to say, well, good day. Write down 2 things you're looking forward to at work tomorrow and why. Doesn't have to be an essay, it's just a couple of bullets. 2 things, not one. And then 2 things you're looking forward to at play, at home, with your family and your friends, for you. You write those things down. Put it down. Go be with the family, relax for the evening, get up in the morning, get your little book out, ready to rock and roll, read it out loud. Watch the magic happen. Just don't type it on the computer. Well, I hope you take some action. Why don't you type in the comments box that, type in me. For those watching this on replay, type in you're going to do this. I'd love you to trial it just for 7 days. 7 days of writing two things and reading it in the morning. Just 7 days. So if you typed it in the chat box that you will, it's been worthwhile getting up for breakfast with Dr. J. It just makes a difference for one person. That's all it matters. And then we can pay it forward, can't we? It'll work for you, then you'll teach it to somebody else. Well, as normally on a Saturday morning, this always has a delay. If you've got some questions, pop them in the comments, and I can answer. It doesn't have to be on this topic. It could be on anything you like. So, what's a question you have, or 2 or 3? If you've got a question, as I said, I know it takes a little bit of a 10-second delay or whatever it is, but if you don't have any questions, all good. But more importantly, I'd love you to make sure we put that into play and making sure that's all good. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate you popping on. And Darren, I can't see the other people because it doesn't come up with the little things anymore. But thanks for joining me this morning. So always good. Breakfast with Dr. J is always a little bit different. And we've had some great success in the Sales Authority Club this week with people doing some major pivots. And Jamie's been joining us with some nutrition tips on Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Been a raging success. So thanks, Jamie, for popping on there. You are a superstar. And Darren, thanks for the wonderful interview. I'm going to be posting it in our group shortly. So I really appreciate it, mate. All right, champions. Have a great week. Write a few things down. Do it for 7 days. Feel awesome. And guess what? The new normal is going to be exciting. I'm Dr. J. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.